Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Central Intelligence. I'm Chase Eckley.
And I'm Sabrina Allis. This week we discuss the added feature to the IB program. We also investigate a new organization, Dream It, Make It.
Stay tuned for these stories and more because this is CI.
Makerspaces are boosting in popularity as they are one of the only few places that allow local artists to create anything from a painting to electronics, all in one location.
Sophie Payne and Angel Dino investigate Dream It, Make It.
A lot of artists in Springfield who need a safe place or an environment to thrive and grow and develop and create.
Many artists will soon get the chance to make almost anything they aspire to create with a nonprofit organization in Springfield.
Dream It Make It is a nonprofit. We started here in Springfield and we're working to start a makerspace, a high-tech makerspace. So that is going to be a community educational facility where we'll house different equipment for making. That would include things like laser cutters, woodworking, metalworking, 3D printing, and just different type of equipment that individuals can come in and use to make whatever they'd like.
The coffee crawl occurred from January 7th through the 21st as a fundraiser to help raise money for the Dream It Make It makerspace.
So coffee crawl is something that a lot of the local area coffee shops participated in to help raise money for organizations. They do it every once in a while, and so we always love to jump in and be a part of raising money for a good cause. So you purchase a card, and on the card it has discounts at different local area coffee shops, and so when you go in, you show them the card. Like for us, you get half price on your latte and a free cookie, and so other cafes had certain deals like that.
Fine arts tend to get rather neglected when it comes to funding, so I feel like it's really important to support local artists especially. I feel like a lot of people have ideas, they just have the means to actually execute them, so to have a place to do that I feel like is really important.
Watching on Facebook and just making sure to follow us and keeping engaged with us is going to be great because we should have exciting news coming up this year about our location and opening dates and just kind of more exciting information. So yeah, definitely just following us and showing support will be greatly appreciated.
Signing off for Central Intelligence, this has been Sophie Payne and Angel Dino reporting.
Central has recently added a new international baccalaureate pathway to its program.
Emily Beach and Emma Steingraber take you into the IB Career Program.
A new extension to the International Baccalaureate program is headed to Central next year.
Well, next year we're really lucky to have a new branch, a new pathway for IB, and it's called IB Career Pathway.
It focuses on a specific career path. So say you want to be a part of the IB program and you know, like, I want to go into the medical field or the culinary field, then that time is spent for that.
I started hearing about it recently. I heard about it towards the beginning of the year and just a few times since then.
It kind of gives them more options instead of, they have more than just, oh hey, if you're wanting to do wood tech or be in culinary, you have to go to OTC. It gives that student more variety and option to choose where they want to go.
So that you get to spend more time learning about your specific career field and working with them, hopefully getting members of the community to talk to you, meet them, and spend that time that way.
It's an alternative to those who can't quite manage their schedule to fit IB.
And I love the idea of having more options so that you don't have to go full diploma, but that you can still feel like you're a part of the program.
Many Central students hope that this program will help connect IB to different kinds of electives.
That way, if a student like really wants to be in the IB program and kind of like take the same classes without having paying so much for the courses, I think that would benefit them kind of staying through it and not have to completely ditch the IB program.
I would recommend talking to myself or Mrs. Cox and finding out more about it, since there's really not students that you can speak to yet, as it's a brand new program starting next year.
I do feel like unification could be in the future. I feel like that would be something very cool because it's not as challenging, I don't think it will be, as full diploma IB or certificate, and it's not as relaxed, say, as non-IB. So yeah, I do feel like it could very easily bring a middle to the both of them.
So if you're at all interested in specific IB courses, or want to spend more time learning about your career field and working on that while a junior and senior in high school, then I recommend the program.
Sign off for Central Intelligence. This has been Emma Steingraber and Emily Beach reporting.
On January 20th, the MSU Chorale participated in the presidential inauguration, sparking both support as well as opposition.
Tabitha Varville and Asha Parvathanini dive into this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
To celebrate a peaceful transfer of power, presidential inaugurations showcase the nation's talent. Missouri State Chorale had the opportunity to ring in the new presidency alongside the rest of the nation.
A lot of the people in Chorale were pretty disappointed by the results of the election, but we knew that our purpose there was to sing about love and to sing about humanity and to sing about joining people together, and to have gone away with that opportunity just because of the next president would have been really silly of us to do.
The inauguration is a huge event with months and months of planning. They accepted that invitation in October before the election.
It's a really cool opportunity, like once in a lifetime. It was really cool to hear the stories of like my friends that got to go. And they got to experience things that most other college kids wouldn't get to experience.
The choir singing at the inauguration, for me to watch that, it was really cool because I got to see my hometown being represented there, and the music that they sang was very beautiful.
With the controversy from this year's election, there's confusion over the difference between supporting the new president and performing at the inauguration.
I think if it had been another election, the chorale wouldn't have received some of the backlash that they did for performing, even though they were selected.
I think a lot of people are mad because they think that they are endorsing him when in reality they're choosing more to show themselves on such a large stage instead of choosing to perform specifically for Donald Trump.
Many people see the performance as silent support, even though that is not what they believe the performance signified, since they accepted before the election. Once Donald Trump did win the election, their song selection, which was about love and peace and unity, that was the message that they were trying to get across on this national stage.
It's broadcasted nationally, and I'm really proud of them, and I got to watch it live, which was really cool to see my friends up there, and I'm really proud that they went and did it regardless of who they were performing for.
We like to make divisions between ourselves for no reason, and one of our goals as a choir, whenever we were given this opportunity, is to try and heal a broken nation. And even though that's a really lofty goal for a 4-minute performance at the inauguration, but that's music's lofty goal.
Signing off for Central Intelligence, this has been Asha Parvathanini and Tabitha Varville reporting.
A group of teens from the Republic of Congo recently joined Central's diverse student body. Sydney Weber and Chase Eckley introduce you to these new Central students.
My favorite thing about American food. It's different than Africa.
At the end of last semester, Central received several new students from the Democratic Republic of the Congo. This addition to the student body is just the beginning of a future influx of refugees to Springfield.
Actually, Springfield, over the course of a year, from October 16 to October 17, is receiving about 150 refugees from Africa.
The reason why I come to America is that because there's war in my country, you know.
I go to study in university, and then up to doctor, I will have nice life.
In camp, no good life. Yes, no good food, but they said here they have good food, yeah, good house. Well, but we don't have good house in camp. We stay in the tent.
If you ask some of them, the Congolese students, where they're from, some might even say Tanzania, because they spent so much time in refugee camps in Tanzania.
As Springfield becomes a more popular destination for refugees, Central is seeing the effects of this change.
We gained, about a dozen new African refugee students just last semester alone. We gained other new students too. We probably gained at least 20 new ELL students just in the last semester, all with very low English skills, if any.
Everybody wants to live where peace lives, and that's why I just come here.
I like Central because of teachers. Teach good.
I'm very happy to study here in Central, but it's a good school. And the students love us. They make me happy here in school.
Signing off for Central Intelligence, this has been Sydney Weber and Chase Eckley reporting.
Being the 10-year anniversary of the ice storm, January 13th brought fear around the nation. Annalise Swords and Hunter Matson take you inside many people's fears and precautionary measures taken for the ice storm that did not occur.
Ten years ago, Springfield experienced an ice storm that would change the way that we prepare for winter weather.
When you drove through the city of Springfield, it was just very eerie because everything was dark. Everything. And we were working some long hours. We were working 12, 14-hour days.
It was cold. And it was upstairs, had like a fireplace. And we was outside, we were up there and it was snowing, it was really cold outside. Some kids were outside playing. I don't know why, it's freezing out there.
Each person experienced the ice storm differently, and a variety of lessons were learned.
I remember when it started, you could hear the ice hitting the roof, and at that very moment, my chocolate lab decided to give birth to her puppies under our porch. And I was the only person small enough to fit under the crawl space to rescue her. So I crawled with my face in the dirt and the ice coming down around me. I could hear it everywhere, and pulled one puppy at a time out and handed it off to my husband.
My personal experience with the ice storm was great because I only lost power for an hour and then they had it back up. So I invited all my friends over and we played video games and watched movies because they all were out of power.
I don't know how many people were without power in Springfield, but they had down lines, and there were people that were without power for 2 weeks, just because they couldn't get to the lines. The lines were in the back of their house, so we had employees here that were going without power for 2 weeks, 15 days, some of them. So we had a lot of debris, and it wasn't just Springfield; it was into Laclede County and up into Dallas County. So we kind of made a plan. The good thing is like I said, the roads weren't affected, so we had the gift of time.
So I think we became more of a community. I think we came closer together, watching out for one another, offering of support, which is, of course, is always a good thing.
We learned that it's better to be prepared.
Signing off for Central Intelligence, this has been Annalise Swords and Hunter Matson reporting.
Thank you for watching this week's episode of Central Intelligence.
Be sure to check out other stories and more on our website, chscinews.com. Also be sure to like us on Facebook, tweet us, and follow us on Instagram @CHS_CI.
We'll see you again in 2 weeks.